to you by Helene Curtis, makers of Stopette deodorants, flowing cream, spray, and stick, Kingsmen toiletries, and Endon dandruff treatment shampoo. Now let's all play What's My Line?
And now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
Now I must say we have been given a Christmas present tonight. In fact, all of Broadway and anybody that can get to the theater to see The Music Man will have a Christmas present. The toast of 1958, a man that gives the most entertaining, energetic, lovable performance of the year, Mr. Robert Preston.
Thank you, Arlene. It's a pleasure to be anywhere tonight. And now it's been almost a year to the day since it's been my pleasure to introduce New York's most glamorous member of the Fourth Estate, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
After Arlene's beautiful and accurate introduction of Bob, I feel that anything I say about Bennett will be, well, just kind of left over. But he is the author of a new bestseller, Reading for Pleasure. And we love him, and here he is now, Bennett Cerf.
We're all full of Christmas spirit tonight. So instead of kidding, I'm going to be serious in my introduction. It's my pleasure to introduce a man I think you'll agree with me is the best television has to offer as a news moderator and as a panel moderator, Mr. John Daly.
Well, I must say Bennett has given me a nice Christmas present, a little bit early, for which thanks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. Once again, some very interesting occupations. And since we've got the Music Man with us, we think the kind of occupations that will give the panel a lot of trouble tonight, because we'd like to see the Music Man have some trouble on this stage. We'll also have a little mystery guest, a famous mystery guest, before the panel a little bit later in the show, and we'll meet our first challenger in just 1 minute. All right, panel, are you all ready for the first challenger?
Yes, we are.
In that event, will our first challenger come in and sign in, please? John Tuck, Jr., right, sir? All right. Mr. Tuck, where do you come from?
Auburn, Massachusetts.
Auburn, Massachusetts. Well, it's nice to have you here. That's, in a very substantial way, my home state. Mr. Tuck, I'd like you to meet the panel.
How do you do?
Panel, Mr. Tuck. That is a grand one, I must say. Come over and sit down with me, if you will. You know how we keep score, Mr. Tuck?
Yes, I do.
All right, then let's let everybody at home and our friends in the theater, except those four sitting over there on the panel, know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we will tell you that Mr. Tuck is salaried, and let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Tuck, could I take that off your chin and put it on mine?
No, I'm afraid not.
Is that really yours?
It really is. 1 down and 9 to go.
I didn't mean to be rude, but you know, I noticed I have to explain it. When you were standing there from the back, your hair was cut short up here, and then it looked as though maybe you had pasted that on. I didn't mean to be rude about it. Really, I didn't.
I must say, Arlene, I have only one regret. That we can't take it off and put it on you. This would be a sight. This would be a sight. That is 1 down and 9 to go.
I've always wanted one.
Mr. Preston.
Well, I know that it's not the custom of this program to take wild stabs, but I would like to, since this is the Christmas season, ask Mr. Tuck if he's recently spent any time at an opposite end of the pole from Santa Claus.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Anything to do with the geophysical year and what we're doing down there?
Yes.
Are you, when you say you're salaried, are you salaried by the government, Mr. Tuck?
Yes.
Would it be naval, sir?
Yes, it would.
It would. Now we have to find out just... I pass now.
Oh, no, Bob. You go ahead. I mean, actually, I don't think we really should hold you to anything further, but just for fun, give us...
What he did, he was cold. That's what he did down there.
He was cold, that's for sure. Actually, just take a guess at rank.
At rank? I said sir to him automatically. I don't know.
Commander.
No.
Well, now that's
Admiral.
2, that's 3. Go ahead. Captain, that's 4. Go ahead.
Seaman 4th class.
5.
Quartermaster.
6.
First mate.
7.
What did we leave
What's
out?
left?
Technical sergeant.
8. That's all. 10, 9, you're done. Lieutenant. Remember anybody know lieutenants they have in the Navy? Nobody said lieutenant.
Oh,
This is really phenomenal, Bob. You're to be congratulated. Lieutenant Tuck is a naval lieutenant. He commanded a South Pole base. I'm going to be rude enough, and I hope you won't mind to ask how old you are, sir.
25.
And that's a pretty great responsibility to have at the age
Lieutenant, would you answer? I know everybody home is wondering, do you sleep with it inside the cover?
Well, that's gotten to be pretty much of a standard question, and it depends how cold it is.
Are you going to keep it?
Not very long.
Now, just for Christmas?
Fine.
Let some snow get on it.
There has been some on it.
Just for fun, now, what do Navy regs say about that? Can you wear that now that you're home?
Yes, as long as the beard is well trimmed, it can be kept.
Is that well trimmed?
I pass.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to hear, Lieutenant. I can't hear above a whisker.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just in case anybody missed that, Bennett Cerf said, "It's hard to hear, Lieutenant. I can't hear above a whisker."
John, you repeated it.
I know.
Shame on you, you repeated it.
I'm sorry, Robert.
Just one more question about the beard, because it is so fascinating. How long did it take for it to get that long?
Oh, about 8 or 9 months.
Oh, John,
Beautiful.
don't you wish you could?
I'll be quite frank with you, Arlene. If I had any luck in this area, I'd have another part of my anatomy. Just between us. Well, I must say things have been busy down your way. I came down over Iceland in the early hours of this morning, and the northern lights were up. Do you have that? Of course, you don't have northern lights, but you have the same
opposite
phenomenon. Do you really?
The Aurora Australis.
Very busy up there. This big Stratocruiser, Boac ship we had, the whole front of the ship was full of packages. And I think the youngsters and the oldsters ought to know that looking out through the northern lights, I'd swore I seen Santa Claus come right down there with his sleigh full, too. Well, I'm sorry that we got you so quickly, but they couldn't get your rank, so fooey on them. Thanks very much, Lieutenant, for being our guest. It was nice to have you here. You say goodnight, All right, a very fine beginning, panel. Let's see what you can do with the second challenger. Will you come in and sign in, please? K.J. Bossert. Is that right, son? Mr. Bossert, where are you from?
I'm from San Diego, California.
San Diego, California. Well, that's nice. Nice to have you with us. The panel. Mr. Bossert, panel. Mr. Bossert, panel. Yeah, there we are. Come on over and join me here. Now, Mr. Bossert, do you know how we keep score?
I think I do, yes, sir.
All right, then let's let everybody here and there, except the panel, know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. Mr. Bossert is salaried, and let's begin the general questioning this time with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Mr. Bossert, do you work for a profit-making organization?
I do.
Does what you do apply to both men and women?
In the very general sense that almost any human activity would ultimately have some application in both areas.
Well, we've ruled out maternity clothes, at least.
Well, there would be some problems.
All right.
there.
The answer is yes.
Do you work indoors, mostly?
Yes, I do.
Do you work in an enclosure in a city?
Yes, I do.
You're from San Diego. Do you do your work west of the Mississippi?
Pardon?
Do you do your work west of the Mississippi?
Yes.
Do you work with your mind more than with your muscles?
Yes.
Do you sit at a desk sometimes?
Lots of times.
Do you talk to people?
I do.
Are they people that are other than your employees?
Pardon?
Other than your employees?
Yes.
People come to you.
Yes, they do.
Do they come to you for a service?
Well, not me. He has to think.
Well,
think you'd say yes.
yes, I think we would agree that they come for a service.
Well, would you say that they do not come to you for a product?
For a...
Product.
Yes, they do come for a product.
Oh, they would. Well, then I gotta know.
There is here an area, however, that is somewhat gray. There is a product involved. The coming to Mr. Bossett directly for the product does not necessarily mean that he conveys it physically to any other individual.
Oh. Could anyone on the panel use this particular product?
No.
No, I don't think so. 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Bossett, in San Diego, I know there are great U.S. naval installations and airplane works.
That's correct.
Have you got anything whatever to do with either equipment for the Navy or the Air Force?
I do.
Would it, well, we've had one naval man to even things out. Would you possibly have something to do with the Air Force?
Yes, I do.
Would it have anything to do with the Convair plant there?
Yes, indeed.
I could use a conveyor.
Yes, you are connected with the Convair plant. Now, we have to decide what it is you do there, Mr. Bossett.
Mm-hmm.
He deals in
Well, do
rail.
you possibly design some of these fantastic planes that they make there?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Well,
it.
that's it. He's a
I resign.
One special.
He's a designer of aircraft.
Designer of aircraft.
No.
Well,
No, that makes it 2 down and 8 to go. Miss Francis. See,
I'm
just let him
delighted to be
talk
left
long
with
enough.
this. Are you a designer of some part of an aircraft?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Preston.
Is your work in the experimental stage?
Yes, it is.
It is. You deal in gray areas. John told us. He is not a designer.
Oh, yes, he
yes,
is
he
a
is.
designer. The
He's
question
not a designer of aircraft,
That's right.
of ballistic missiles.
Yes, he is. Yes. Yes. Well, phooey on it anyway. We're through. Now, actually, Mr. Bossett is here, and I would consider it for all of us something by way of celebration. He's with the Convair Astronautics Division of General Dynamics out in San Diego, and he is the overall technical director for the Atlas Missile Project. Is that right, sir?
That's good.
And he's been working with the Atlas since its inception, which goes back to 1950, 51, I reckon.
Well, actually, there was a predecessor to Atlas, which we started in 46.
In 46.
1946.
That's 3 for 3, isn't it? Yeah.
That's 3 for 3. But last Tuesday, the Atlas, as I think all of you know, was successfully launched at Cape Canaveral, flew more than 600 miles. I have to give you a press report now because much of this is classified. 600 miles out over the Atlantic, 80 miles, and the test results were even better than you'd hoped they were going to be, weren't they?
Very, very excellent.
So we have something to celebrate tonight.
Mr. Bossett, when are we going to hit the moon?
May not be very long.
You think it'll be soon?
You
How
want
many
to know-
years do you think?
How many years?
Yes.
Well, I can't tell you how soon I think it will be possible, and then when it indeed will happen.
Well, when will it be possible?
I think it would be possible in 1 or 2 years.
That's to hit the moon, not to take a passenger up there.
No, oh no. That's quite a different problem.
You know that Surf wants to sell his books everywhere. Now, those people up on the moon can't even read these. Mr. Bossett has asked that the money that he won tonight go to the Red Cross. So, the Red Cross benefits, and we have benefited muchly by your coming to see us, and thank you very much, Mr. Bossett. tonight's mystery guest in just... Now we come to the special feature of our program, which nearly became catching our producer in front of the cameras. He just got off in time. But it's the appearance of our mystery celebrity, and since my friends on the panel need to be blindfolded, I asked them, you'll find the logic of this stands up, to put on blindfolds. Are the blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes, indeed.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, when our mystery guest is with us, we go to a different form of questioning. You will ask one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we'll begin with Robert Preston.
Mystery guest, judging from the warmth of that reception, may I take pride in my profession and ask if you are in the entertainment field?
Yeah.
Wow.
Miss Kilgallen?
Well, in view of the mix-up of last week, are you a fellow? One fellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Cerf?
Now, there are a lot of blockbusting movies in town for the Christmas season. Sayonara, River Kwai, Raintree County, Paths of Glory. Have you got anything whatever to do with one of the big pictures that is playing or is about to play on Broadway?
No.
Oh, don't.
1 down and 9 to go, Miss Preston.
Well, do you have anything to do with playing on Broadway, if not in pictures in the theater?
Yeah.
Mr. Preston?
Are you presently gainfully employed at your chosen profession?
A little.
A little, he said?
A little. It's a yes answer. Miss Kilgallen?
Are you under 30?
Are you under 30?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Does the play in which you're appearing have any music in it? I don't mean between the acts, I mean during the show.
Yeah.
Miss Francis?
Well, since there was some hesitation there, is it more of a legitimate play rather than a musical?
Yeah.
Mr. Preston?
Oh, I know who it is. Go ahead, Dorothy, while I'm thinking. I don't want to lose what I...
Oh, no, it can't be. Were you born anywhere other than the United States?
Yeah.
Mr. Cerf?
Was the place you were born by any chance over the seas?
Yeah.
Miss Francis?
Are you an Englishman?
No.
That makes it 3 down and 7
Oh, I know who it is.
Well, tell me.
Do you have a conference, John?
You may have 5 seconds.
He sounded like the Mock Turtle then. Ask if it is a gentleman from Australia.
And then where will we go?
All right, conference time is over.
Then I'll fill in.
Mr. Preston?
Are you from Australia?
Yeah.
Miss Kilgallen?
I passed Bennett.
Mr. Cerf?
Did you ever appear in Small Planet?
Yeah.
Are you Cyril Richard?
Yeah.
But I think, and I trust, sir, that you will not take this as unseemly, I think best known, and very properly so in these United States, is Captain Hook, from a remarkable performance which has been repeated in Peter Pan with Mary Martin.
Well, I'm very proud to have been Captain Hook. I didn't terrify one child, but I'm proud to have been Captain Hook.
I think that's probably the art of it, to do it without terrifying, but to endear.
Are you doing Paracole again?
Tomorrow, yes.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
At the Metropolitan?
At the Metropolitan.
Oh, you were
yes.
with Patrice Mansell on another network last
On Friday, yes.
ABC?
Yes,
Yeah.
opposition
you are
net.
a busy one.
Opposition, yes.
Those of us who like our work admire this man as a director. This is what we want.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I can't wait for January to see you in The Music Man. So now we're all happy.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming to see us. Have a Merry Christmas. All right, panel, I must say you're doing too well tonight, but I won't hold it against you considering the season of the year. Let's see what you can do with the final challenger. Will you come in and sign in, please? Phoebe? F. Rosen. Is that right? Miss or Mrs.? Miss Rosen, where are you from?
New York City.
From New York. Oh, well, then you know all these people. Miss Rosen, the panel. Miss Rosen, will you come over here and join me, please? Are you familiar with the way we keep score? All right, then let's let everybody in the theater, and except the panel and the folks who are at home, know what your line really is. All right, panel. Miss Rosen is self-employed. Let's begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Rosen, do you perform a service of some kind?
Yes, I do.
Is there any product involved in the service?
No.
None?
1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Do people ever watch you when you perform, Miss Rosen?
You mean in terms of watch it as an audience?
is it interesting to watch her at her work?
Small conference is necessary at this point.
Yes?
We have agreed, out of the generosity of spirit which fills this time of year, to say yes.
Would you like to watch her, John?
I'd love to watch
All
Miss Rosen.
righty then. Miss
In fact,
Rosen?
I wish you could be there while I was watching her.
I have a feeling that's the nicest thing you've said to me in 1957. Well, John, now then. Would you help me in some way, Miss Rosen, if I were to come to you for your services?
I think so.
Would I learn anything from you?
We'd hope so, wouldn't we?
Would you touch me in any way?
No.
That makes it 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Preston.
Miss Rosen, do you work for a profit-making organization? And if not, what a waste.
Well, actually, this question is somewhat out of line because we have declared that Miss Rosen is self-employed. To that degree, we must consider that she is not directly employed either by profit-making or non-profit-making entities.
Yeah, well, do you need special training in your work?
Yes.
Yes.
That is something beyond college education?
You mean like going to grade school or something like that?
Something beyond that, like high school, yes.
Yeah. Yes, it's something graduate work would
You
be.
need graduate work?
Mm-hmm.
Does a degree go with it?
If you're lucky. Yes. Yeah.
And a title demanding respect?
Yes, I think we have to agree to that.
So?
Yeah.
Must I call you doctor?
I think you should.
I should.
And probably you'll be glad to, but go on.
These beatific answers are most confusing. I pass, Dorothy. You
Miss
try.
Kilgallen?
Well, now, you said that you'd like to watch her do what she's doing, and you'd like Arlene to watch you...
No, to be there.
to be there while you're watching?
I just want the record to show all I said is I'd like Arlene to be there, period.
While you were watching her do what she does. And she's a doctor?
Yeah.
Well, there were all kinds, Dorothy. A doctor? Serious medical type doctor. Or, well, I mean in the field of, rather than a doctor of ex-dizzy-ass or something. I mean, you're not, it's not a funny title like doctor of striptease.
Oh, Dorothy.
On that happy note, I'll flip all the
Psychiatrist. That's what I was going to say.
And let me make this small announcement. Dr. Rosen has asked that what she has won go to the Manhattan State Hospital Patients Fund, and this will be carried out, ma'am. Thank you very much. Very nice to have you with us. Can you say good night to the team? Our panel... Preston, as you know, we're all very happy about your great success in The Music Man, and it's been fun having you back with us tonight. And on that note, this is John Daly saying good night, Miss Francis.
Good night, Mr. Daly, and Merry Christmas, everyone. And to you, Bob
And
Preston.
to you, Arlene, and good night, Dorothy.
Good night, Bob, and we're happy with your success of guessing people on this program. You're better than all three of us put together. Merry Christmas and good night, Bennett.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to everybody, and particularly you, Mr. Daly.
Thank you, Bennett, and a Merry Christmas to all of you. Very fine family to work with all year long. And thank you all for being with us, and a Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen.
If you'd like to be a contestant, send a picture we can keep and your occupation to What's My Line, CBS Television, 485 Madison Avenue, New York 22, New York. Transportation for contestants on What's My Line is arranged by American Airlines. What's My Line is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production in association with the CBS Television Network. This is Hal Sims speaking.